Yo! What is the deal, everybody? What is the deal? Welcome to another Raider Nation Unlimited. I'm your man, Wasted Talent. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody out there, near or far. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Look, man. Let me tell y'all something, man. It has been a most splendiferous offseason. It has been an awesome offseason, man. It really has, man. And it got even better today. The Raiders announced Geno Smith today, man. And I'm going to be real with y'all, bro. Look, not only am I excited from what I hear from this presser, you know what I mean? I don't know if some of you guys had a chance to go and check out the press conference today, man. But let me tell you something, man. I'm hyped. You know, everything that I thought about this Geno Smith move got kind of reinforced by the presser. We're going to go over that today. A lot of moves today. We kept some of our players today. Some visits. We got a lot to go over, guys. A lot to freaking go over, man. But let me give my shout outs and salutations, man. Let me see who the hell we got up in here, man. We got over 100 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Yo, Raider Dre is in the place. Ken Rowan is in the place. What up? Navman is in the place. Frank Jarmilio is in the place. And also the great and powerful Franklin High Stakes Skinner is in the place. Latina Griffith is in the place. Oh, my gosh. James Bowles is in the place. John B is in the place. Oliver Lopez Villa is in the place. Mad Mike is in the place. Herman High Stake Monster, where you been, Herman, is in the place. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, man. So, look, you know what's crazy? Sometimes I'll log off, right? Everything is all good. Everything is great. And then I log back on and everything from my StreamYard is gone. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I don't know what the heck is going on here, man. I have to, you know what I want to do? I want to remove that. It's bothering me that it says wasted in the corner, man. I am sorry that I'm so flustered right now. I can't stand that. I'm a creature of habit, man. Cannot have that crap up there. Man, I'm trying to find out a way to take that damn thing down. But you know what? Let's get into the show, man. Who cares? You guys are all right, right? You guys are okay. John Solario's in the place, too. So, look, let's get into it, man. Geno Smith was introduced today. And, look, man, I'm going to be real with you. A lot of people were waiting on it. I'm kind of glad the way the Raiders have handled all of this. I love the way they handled all of this, man. Now, you know, it's been exactly a month since the trade from the Seahawks. And look, man, 4 days from the contract being agreed upon. And it's time before the Raiders begin their offseason workouts. And it was time for the Raiders to go and make, you know, the introduction, man. And John Spytek was up there with Pete Carroll, for those of you who don't know. And Smith was there. And, you know, he was talking about how, you know, his relationship with Pete Carroll made this thing instrumental to happen. And Smith made it clear, man, that he's in Las Vegas to try to win. And he's in Las Vegas mainly because he wanted to reunite with Pete Carroll. I think that's great, man. He holds him in such high regard, man. He says some things that they like. I will run through a wall for him. And he knows that, Smith said about Carroll. He says, I will do the same for my teammates in this organization, man. I mean, let me touch on this real quick, man. Having a credible leader in the locker room. And look, this is no shot at anybody who's been here previously. But having a guy like Geno Smith in the locker room, man, means the world to our chances this year as a franchise, man. Like, you got to understand something, man. When you talk about a player such as Geno Smith is a guy that, for me, and this is why I've been partial to the signing and why I'm partial on Geno, man. He's a guy that had nothing handed to him. There are a lot of guys in the National Football League who have everything kind of like mapped out for them as soon as they get into the National Football League. Geno was a guy who had to get it in the mud. Most of the time, and Pete Carroll touched on this, most of the time when you have a guy like Geno Smith that was on the bench, not for a couple of games, but he was on the bench for a couple of years. For a couple of years. He's a guy who was drafted in the second round. He was a guy that was in the New York market. And I'm going to be real with you, man. The New York market, and you guys know I talk about this because I am from that area. The New York market is one of the hardest markets, if not the hardest market to succeed as a quarterback. That's the reason why you have not had a lot of great quarterbacks from either side. And there's two teams in New York. You got Joe Willie Namath, you got Eli Manning, you got Phil Simms, and it kind of stops right there. And the reason why is because as soon as you get in town in New York, they praise you initially, and then as soon as things don't happen immediately, they just rip you down. And I felt like as soon as Geno Smith got into town, because he played for the Giants and the Jets, as soon as Geno Smith got into town, the New York media ripped Geno to shreds. And look, Vinny Testaverde was good, but Vinny was by no means a great quarterback in New York. Vinny from Melmont did well, right? But he was by no means a guy who won. Joe Willie won in New York. Phil Simms won in New York. You know, Eli Manning won too in New York. It's a difference. And I haven't been this happy in a long time because you know what the thing about Geno Smith that I love is he is a guy that you know does not crumble under the pressure of adversity. Like adversity, you're going to be in an adverse situation in the National Football League more often than not if you're a quarterback. More often than not. And if we're being for real here, right? If we're being for real here, you almost have to play the other team you're playing against and the damn media here. I mean, it's unfreaking believable. So the fact that that kid was able to go to different teams, he was put in a bad situation, really, to be real with you, when he was with the Giants, because if people don't remember, Geno Smith was the guy that Ben McAdoo used to bench Eli Manning for. They benched Eli Manning for Geno. They benched him for Geno, which is insane. Absolutely insane, bro. But he sound poised, like my guy Rudy DeVet-Russo said. He sound poised. He sound ready for the challenge, and I love that. And he's a guy who was one of the better starters in the National Football League. Now, by no means am I going to oversell and overpromise this situation here. We know that Geno Smith is no Patrick Mahomes. He's no Lamar Jackson, right? But at the end of the day, the most important thing for us as fans is he is no freaking Aiden O'Connell. He's no Aiden O'Connell, bro. He is no Aiden O'Connell. And that's the most important thing. Get the F up out of here with your crap, DeMokes. What is with you and Aiden O'Connell, DeMokes? Are you like his cousin, his agent? What the F is going on here? This damn Aiden O'Connell crap. DeMokes, you about to get put in the gulags again, DeMokes. Cruising for a block in DeMokes. Shout out to my guy DeMokes. But look, man, I'm super excited about this. I'm gonna get back into the whole Geno thing. So let's get back into it, right? Let's get back into it. Now, Geno, we know he signed a 2-year extension worth up to $85 million with $66 million guaranteed. That is middle of the road quarterback money. And if we get middle of the road quarterback play, I'm okay with that, right? See, a lot of times the problem with a lot of this stuff is when we are getting middle of the road quarterback play and we're playing top of the crust money for these guys. That is, I'm gonna be real with you. That is the exact problem that we've had here. That is the exact problem that we've had here lately, man, in the last few years, man. Now, look, Smith will be under contract to 2027. He'll be 37 when his contract ends. And the Raiders hope that he could be the starter through that period. And if I'm being honest, this contract leaves the opportunity open for the Raiders to explore every opportunity to have the heir apparent on this roster simultaneously while having Geno Smith here so that the Raiders can get back to respectability. I mean, look, I'm not asking for much, man. I'm not asking for much. I'm asking for the Raiders to get back to a place where we are a credible team. A credible team. This is what I'm asking for. This is what most of us are asking for. This is like, do I think Geno Smith is going to lead the Raiders to a Super Bowl? Most likely no, right? But do I think that he's going to lead us back to respectability, back to like over 500, back to competing for a wild card spot or playing in a wild card game and possibly winning a playoff game? To me, that's what he gives us. He gives us a guy who has gone to the playoffs, who has played in this league and played at a coherent level, man. And listen, they say you get what you pay for, right? Shout out to my guy Raider Felon, or actually Raider Misdemeanor. Get the F up out of here with your crap, Raider Misdemeanor. But you get what you pay for, man. You get what you play for. We're right on track to get back to respectability, man. And I'm gonna be real for you, man. I like the approach. I like the approach because if you rest on your laurels when you're not in the top 3 and you sit back and you say, hey, well, the Raiders can move up. Look, teams that are worse than us or that are ahead of us in the draft process are in the football business too. They might not allow you to move up with them. They might not allow you to, right? So now you're in a situation that you've been in the last few years. You're in an untenable, unwinnable situation. An untenable and unwinnable situation. This is not what you want, man. This is not what you want at all, man. And I'm gonna be 100% honest with you, man. I was very, very worried about how the Raiders were gonna go about all of this initially, man. I was very, very, very worried about everything. I think when we got Geno, and now we got Geno for a contract that is advantageous to his skill set, I have no worries now. So now we can draft a quarterback in the first round. We can take Abdul Carter if he falls to us. We can take Will Johnson. You could take whomever you want to. You can take Austin Genty. You can take him, and I love it, man. I love it, man. My guy J. Rowe. All we want to see is a blueprint for future success. J. Rowe. And with the hardest avatar picture ever, John Gotti rocking the Raiders starty, man. That is the hardest picture ever, yo. With the $5 holla. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, my brother. This is the thing, man. And that's the first super of the day. Hold on, man. Hold the phone. The first super of the day. I got to let him come. Oh, my God, J. Rowe. And listen, bro, That's all we want, bro. This is all we want. We want success, bro. Success. Success, bro. I can't wait to the draft. I can't wait, man, because we really don't know what's going to happen, what direction they're going to go. We have no idea, y'all. I can't wait to draft. Yo, Freight, what's the deal, man? Freight train is in a place, man. So, look, man, a few other things I got from the presser, right? I love the fact that they brought up Brock Bowers and how Geno says that Brock Bowers is going to make him a better player and he's going to try to make Brock a better player. I love the fact that Geno and Max Crosby are communicating, that they're running this team. You got a guy like Geno that's an elder statesman on that side of the football. You got Max Crosby being the general that he is. And I love how everybody that gets signed here always brings up that they're going to try to play to the level of Max. We can't let Max down. That's crazy what kind of leader Max Crosby is, man. Shout out to Max Crosby, man. Like, for real, man. And John B., listen. This is what I am here to do, man. I am here to show you the way. I'm here to show you the way, John B. Listen, man, I can't be giving y'all all the secrets to the drip, man. Can't be giving you all the secrets to the drip, bro. You gotta go out there and seek excellence on your own, my brother. Shout out to everybody on Twitter. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend, man. Freight train. You want Milroe or Gabriel? Yeah, man, but you gotta ask yourself when you're gonna get those guys, man. You got to ask yourself when you're gonna get those guys. I am not a big Milroe guy. I never have been. I like Dylan Gabriel. I think he's talented. He's just kind of small. You know, I'm not looking at either of those guys. Like Jalen Milroe, maybe in a second. Yo, my man Cliff loves Jalen Milroe. I'm not looking at him in the first round at all, right? Second round, maybe moving back in the second, third round, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Jalen Milroe would be the perfect kind of quarterback, developmental guy to sit behind a guy like Geno, you know what I mean? But yeah, man. A few other things, man, we got from this press conference, man, because look, man, for me, bro, I just love the fact that the bond between head coach and quarterback, man. I mean, when you start talking about Pete Carroll, man, and you talk about all the things you hear about him, it's a consistent message. Pete lets you be yourself, right? Pete lets you be yourself. I love it. I love it, man. Also, Geno touched on one of the things about this offseason I don't think is being talked about enough. The fact that the Raiders brought in a guy like Chip Kelly and his relationship with Chip Kelly. You know, he talked about, you know, how Chip Kelly tried to recruit him when he was, and Geno thought about it when he was at Oregon and when Chip was at the height of his powers as a head coach in the college football ranks. He also brought up the fact that Chip Kelly was talking about drafting Geno when he was in Philly. So they get way back, and he loves his scheme. You know, if there's one thing that not worries me that I have a little apprehension about is the fact that you're bringing in a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterback, a new group of guys. Everybody's learning a new system, and there could be a learning curve there. But I'm really, really excited about pairing a guy like Geno Smith, who is kind of like, and he spoke about this when he was a backup, him being like an extension of the coach, being a backup quarterback. So he's a guy who ingests the information. He's a guy that I don't think is going to have a problem learning Chip Kelly's system, you know, and I love how bought in he is, man. I love how bought in he is, man. And I love the fact that he's excited to work with Chip Kelly. A lot of people think that Chip Kelly's like this pariah, but I think that Chip Kelly in the role that he's in is, I think that's the best role for Chip Kelly, man. I think absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think Chip Kelly, you know, being a head coach and having kind of like final cut on the roster and stuff like that kind of went to his head a little bit. I think he's been humbled in his last few trips. You know, I think his skill set is at the offensive coordinator level and no more. You know, and I'm hoping that, you know, as Pete gets longer in the tooth, and they start talking about successor to Pete, that it's not Chip Kelly, if I'm being honest, man. But yeah, Smith also spoke on the phone conversation and then a visit he had with part owner Tom Brady at his house recently. He said he's excited to be with him. He's excited to pick his brain. You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like with John Spytek, Pete Carroll, Geno Smith, Max Crosby, it is a harmonious message. It is everybody on the same page. And you got a guy like Geno Smith who's accurate. He passed for over 70%, 4,000-yard passer. He can get loose if he needs to. He's a guy who throws the ball down the field. He's tough. You know, he's battle tested. He's respected. And I think this is going to pay humongous dividends for the Raiders, bigger than a lot of people think, bro. Bigger than a lot of people think. Yo, my God, Jack is in a place, man. Jack, what it is, bro? Yo, wasted at work, had to unceremoniously block some people from my desk. Sick of their crap. Listen, sometimes you got to unceremoniously block a mother effer, Jack. Salute to you, man. I hope things get greater later for you, my dog. I hope they get greater later for you, man. Sometimes you got to block a fool, man, every now and again. Shout out to my guy, Jack Burton, man. Plainfield's very own, man. My guy, Tyler Bruh. Pete signed Brandon Browner from the CFL. I'm sure he'll find a gym. Yeah, now see, we got to start talking about the Jack Jones situation. We spoke about this yesterday. We know Jack Jones was released by the team. And a lot of people kind of not worrying, but a lot of people are kind of wondering why, right? Now, Jack Jones is a guy that a lot of Raider fans love Jack, man, because, you know, during that little siesta, that little holiday where we was happy, you know, with AP, you know, Jack Jones made some big plays, man. He made some memorable plays. He had some plays that us as Raider fans will never forget. We'll never, ever forget. But if we're being honest, I think too much was made of, you know, Jack Jones' importance to the Raiders, right? And, you know, Jack Jones had a 115 point something passer rating against him. You know, he wasn't the most physical tackler, smaller guy. And, you know, guys like DeCameron Richardson and Jacorian Bennett, bigger guys, those are kind of the Pete Carroll staple when it comes to DBs. We went over this yesterday on the show yesterday, man. So, you know, I can see how, you know, Jack Jones was released, right? And also, you got to understand something. Jack Jones was Antonio Pierce's guy. I really think that it speaks volumes that they released him with Pat Graham still being our defensive coordinator. So that goes to show you how what Patrick Graham probably thought of Jack. I'm gonna be real with you, because if Patrick Graham had one of him, I'm gonna be honest with you, he probably would still be here, man. Yo, shout out to my guy Snipe, man. Snipe, what's the deal, bro? Sniper Jones is in a place, man. Ernest Wiley is in the place. Ernest, where you been, bro? Asbury Park, New Jersey is in the building. Stand up. Stand up, man. All them crazy ass jokers down in Asbury Park. Home of Bam Bam Bigelow, the Beast of the East. The original Beast of the East. My guy, WC Raider. I've known Jack Jones since the kid was 9. I love him, but I trust Pete making secondary decisions. Yeah, man. Look, man, Jack, bro, is Jack going to make the spectacular play? 100%. But will he get burned? Most likely, yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to disrespect Jack Jones, because I really like Jack, man. And I'm going to miss him as a Raider, you know, the swagger he brought to the room and stuff like that. But look, if we're being honest, it might not be the best thing for Jack Jones to be that close to home. It might not be the best thing, man. It's not always the best thing. When I think of Jack Jones and guys that's really from it, you know what I mean? I think of guys like Stephon Marbury. When Marbury was with the Knicks or when he was with the Nets, it was the worst thing in the world for him to be home. I think about guys like Ron Artest, Ron from Queens. You know, the Knicks didn't draft him for a reason, right? It was a bad reason. We took Frederick Rice, but they probably didn't want to see Ron Artest being in New York. I remember Lance Stevenson. The Knicks could have took Lance Stevenson, and they didn't, because they thought that it would be bad for him being home, bro. And I think with Jack, Jack needs to go somewhere, man, like the Carolina Panthers or the Baltimore Ravens, and kind of get from over and even, get away from the West Coast, man. Have a new lease on life, man. I mean, listen, he was a high risk, high reward guy, like my man Carmelo G just said, man. He was a high risk, high reward guy, man. But the thing is, man, that high risk, those risks sometimes wind up burning you, bro. In a big way in big games, man. My guy Snipe, Jeremy Chin, and Landon Roberts will become fan favorites if they remain healthy. Thumpers, tone setters, Pete Carroll style defenders. And that's the main thing, bro. When you start looking at the archetype of what they feel like Raiders look like, they want guys that lay the wood, bro, that hit. And to me, I'm all for that. Physical football, bro. Physical. My guy, UA Mel with the $2 slapperoonie. Can Chip get to a level of an Andy Reid or a McVay? You know what, UA? I believe that to say that Chip Kelly can get to the level of a guy like Andy Reid is asking a lot. I mean, you gotta understand something, man. When you're talking Andy Reid, bro, you're talking one of the 6 best coaches to ever coach this game. I mean, we talk about Andy Reid, you're talking Bill Belichick. I mean, you're talking Vince Lombardi. You're talking, Chuck Noll, Bill Walsh. This what you're talking about when you talk about a guy like Andy Reid. Andy Reid is one of the great he's one of the great football coaches to ever coach this game, man. I'm convinced. I think that he's earned that delineation at this point, right? He's earned that delineation. I really do. Jack Burton, wasted question. What round do we strike on corner? See, it depends on how the run on cornerbacks go this draft, right? Like, you got to ask yourself something, right? You know that you're not going to solve every single problem on the team during the draft. And you got to be mindful of that when you're drafting. You got to be mindful of the fact that you can't plug every single hole on the team in one draft. But what you got to do is, if you go and you buy and you go to correct a specific position or player or positional group, you have to make sure that when you do that, you pick right. Right? So it all depends on how the board comes back to you, right? Now for me, right? For me, I am not under the estimation of saying that we shouldn't draft any position. I believe that the Raiders really at this point should be in a situation where it's BPA, and that's really what it should be. It should be best player available. I believe that they should leave no stone unturned. And I believe that nothing should be off the table, because we have a roster where they've built it to where they have guys that are starting caliber guys that you can go into the season and you can keep your head up and say, all right, we're cool. We're all right. We can compete with these guys, right? But there's nobody that they have besides guys like Brock Bowers and, Max Crosby, to where you can't wrap your mind around them bringing in a replacement for some of these guys, right? So if you go corner in the first, third, second round, it all depends on how your board falls. Now, if you go Genty first round, right? If you go Genty first round, right? My next move would be to address the corner position. If I'm going running back, I'm going corner second round. And the thing with Will Johnson is that a lot of what you get with Will Johnson is you get people who are really big on Will Johnson based off of his 2023 tape. You got people that are tripping off of the 2023 tape. He did not play great because he didn't play a lot in 2024. And if we're being honest, we haven't had the best of luck with guys who are coming in to the building with draft and injury concern. Like, for me, it's a non-starter for me to draft a guy that's coming in with injury concerns, especially lower extremity injury concerns, hammies and things of that nature. Man. And we do need a corner, right? But to me, when you start talking about Genty, you are talking about one of the 3 or 4 best players in the entire draft. And I've never been a guy who wants a team that is not really there to draft a running back, right? Because sometimes and somebody brought this up, like I think Friday, right? Somebody brought this up on Friday. They were saying that, when you draft a running back a lot of the times and you're not the best football team, sometimes you're drafting that guy for another team, i.e. Saquon Barkley. But the thing is this, right? I think the Raiders need to start stacking wins, man, and they need to start stacking credibility. I think having good draft classes, signing effective, smart contracts, taking care of their guys, like taking care of Max, these are things that give you credibility around the National Football League, right? So when you get guys that are free agents, they consider coming to play for the Raiders, right? When you draft well, it's like, hey, stud at tight end, check, Brock Bowers. Stud at running back, Genty, 1,400 yards, hopefully, check. These are staples here. Max Crosby, beast, one of the best players of his generation at his position, check. These are the things that you need to build the team. These are the things you need. Like, see, what we don't need to outsmart ourselves, right? And have a situation like we had a few years ago with Tyree Wilson, where Jalen Carter was there, and people say, "Oh, you don't want to take a guy with concerns, and the Henry Ruggs situation, and Jalen Carter this and Jalen Carter that," and then we allowed a guy who is a transformative player to go into the perfect situation for him, and it could have been a great situation for Jalen Carter to play with the Raiders. I think, right? I think taking Jalen Carter means that you don't have to go and sign Christian Wilkins. That's what that means. Taking Jalen Carter means you don't have to sign Christian Wilkins. You don't have to pay him, freaking franchise-altering money. That this is not. See, these are the things, man. Things don't just happen in the wash; they happen in the rinse too. When you miss on certain players, I don't think the Raiders can afford to miss on a player like James. They can't. And everybody wants us to go out and trade and do this and this and that. I'm cool on trading for running backs that are on their second contract or about to go to their second contract, because when you sign a guy like a Genty, you got the 4 years and then you got the 5th-year option. It's a team option. I'm cool. I don't want to trade back. If you want to start playing, GM and trading up and back and stuff like that with the 2nd and 3rd round pick, that's cool. I'm not really trying to do that when you talk about the 1st round. I think it's imperative for this new regime to knock it out of the park, man. Imperative. Oh my God. I'm like freaking dehydrated, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Get wasted, man. We got over 500 in the room, man. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful in the off season, man. In the off season. But guys, I don't know if you guys have heard. Wait, hold on. My guy Eddie, show me the infrastructure we could have had for Jalen Carter. Bad ownership, bad coach. Odds are he would not be the same player. See, Eddie, this is the thing, bro. I personally believe, right, that having a guy like Max Crosby in the building, and you say bad ownership, like Mark Davis, you can say a lot, and I'm not going to get up here and get on my soapbox about Mark Davis, bro. But Mark Davis ain't hurting nobody. Mark Davis is putting this team into a situation to be successful. That's what Mark Davis is doing. He's not cheap. He's spending the money. He's willing to go out there and take the road less traveled. He is willing to go get coaches, pay whatever it takes, go get free agents. He's empowering people. That's the kind of owner you want, bro. Like when you start talking about, the Jimmy Haslam's of the world, or he doesn't meddle either. That's another good thing. You got guys that meddle, that when you got an owner that meddles, you can't ever get out of the way of that. Mark is just trying to find somebody to run this shit the right way. I think that Jalen Carter would have been fine here. And bro, I'd rather Jalen Carter come here and wreck a game and get into a little trouble off the field, as long as he's playing well for us, as opposed to what we got with Tyree bum-ass Wilson. The F are we talking about here, Eddie? F are we talking about here? Yo, I don't care. Tyree Wilson could be a goddamn choir boy. Excuse my language. I know this is a family show. I know he could be a choir boy. I don't care. I don't give a damn. He ain't making plays. Bro, let me tell you something. Let's go back and, hey, everybody gather around the fire. Gather around the effing fire. Gather around the fire. Wasted is about to get on his soapbox. I gotta let me cook. That's right. Back in the day. Yo, hold on. Like coughing and shit. I don't know what the hell's going on here. Yo, shout out to my guy, Just Insane, bro. Yo, my man, yo. Shout out to Just, man. What's up, bro? Glad to see you in the place to be, man. But guys, back in the day, you guys do know that we are the Raiders, right? I know we moved to Las Vegas. I know it's a little foo-foo in Las Vegas. I know they ain't exactly Oakland. But you guys do know that we are the Raiders, right? You do know we the Outlaws, right? Do you remember? Remember guys like Lyle Alzado and Jack Tatum, John Matuzak? Remember guys like that? Those are the guys who used to play for the Raiders. I don't mind if you raise a little L in silver and black, bro. I'm sorry. I actually prefer it. Listen. I have no problem with one of our players going and slamming Patrick Mahomes on his back like a jabroni, slamming him on his face. As long as we win it in the end. I don't give a damn. So when everybody starts talking about, oh, he's a problem and this, I don't give a damn. You guys remember Romo used to play for this team? Come on, man. You guys we done got soft as a fan base. I'm like, oh, he has off the field problems. So the F what? Hey, hold up. Hey, Eddie, let me tell you something, bro. Don't come in here with that bullshit. I ain't never say nothing like that. I would never, any man who does anything like that is a clown, bro. Yo, Eddie, you about to get fucking blocked. Don't play with me like that, bro. Matter of fact, yo, hey, let me get you up out of here, bro. Let me get you up out of here, man. Don't you ever play like that up in my chat. I got daughters, bro. Fuck wrong with you, bro? I got 2 daughters, a wife, a mother, sisters, and stuff that I've protected. When my father passed away, I don't play that shit, bro. You know how many jokers whose face I done cracked open for trying to put their hands on one of my sisters, bro? The F is wrong with you? Don't you ever come in here with that. The F up out of here. Man, you know what? It's funny, man, because I'm sitting up here, I'm looking, man, and we talk about ball. Y'all know how I get out. You know, I don't like the drama and stuff like that. I like to have a good time, right? I like to have a good time. And it's so many people in here. Sometimes I don't see everybody who's in here, but that was weird, bro. Get the F up out of here. Effing bum. All right. That pissed me off. You know what's crazy? I don't get mad much on here, bro, but stuff like that pisses me off. Hey, Mackie, hell no. The F up out of here. This crap. Man, that pissed me off. I done forgot what the hell I was even talking about. Yeah, going down the dial. Go follow a Chargers content creator. Son. Get the F up out of here. But look, man, when you talk about Jalen Carter, you can't sit up here and tell me, a guy that's got jewelry already in the National Football League, that it was worth not taking him for Tyree Wilson. Tyree Wilson could be the best player, like the best kid in the world. Great kid. Does not matter to me, bro. He has not made any plays. My guy, Robert Cisneros, wasted. Would you draft in later rounds Lacey from LSU? By the way, we need Genty. I mean, why not, bro? Why not? Why not? Why not, bro? See, the thing is this, though, bro. When you start talking later rounds, right, some of these guys that you guys want us to take in the later rounds aren't going to be there. Some of these guys aren't going to be there, man. Like, listen, I like Lacey, bro. And when you start talking about, you know, wide receivers, bro, he's probably one of the best receivers in this draft if he didn't have what he's got hanging over his head. Now, he got a serious case hanging over his head, bro. He got a serious case hanging over his head, bro. Kyren Lacey, bro. See, the thing is this, bro. The only way I'm drafting Kyren Lacey is if I'm sure that that's been buttoned up. And then the thing is, it's kind of a sensitive situation because he's got charges that are similar to Henry Ruggs, right? It killed a 78-year-old man. He's accused. I don't know whether or not he did it or not. So it's a little weird there, bro. That's a serious situation. That's a little different than a guy being a knucklehead and being aggressive and stuff like that. That's a little different, bro. You know, a 78-year-old man was killed, and they said that he fled the scene. And that's a weird situation, bro. Rob, I don't know, man. It's weird because then you threw it right back at me, right? Pause. But you threw that situation right back at me. That's a weird situation. I'd have to have some assurances that that wasn't the case. Because this is serious, bro. This guy can probably spend his life in the joint. You know what I mean? So that's a different situation, bro. I got this dry cough. It's crazy, man. Ever since I came back from vacation, I cannot get rid of it, man. So, guys, today let's get into some of the stuff that went on today. And before we even get into that, yo, shout out to my guy D Cooks, man. Yo, let's get into what happened yesterday. Yesterday, the Raiders hosted on some of their top 30 visits. They hosted Mason Graham in for a visit, man. They're doing their homework, and they're not leaving any stone unturned. And this is dope because they're not painting themselves in the corner. I think the Mason Graham visit kind of got overshadowed by Jack Jones getting released yesterday. But the team has already had top 30 visits with Will Johnson, Benjamin Morrison. Pete Carroll and Spy Tech did focus on the trenches too. But they're not leaving the Mason Graham situation out of the realm of possibility. Now, if I'm being honest, I don't think Mason Graham will be there for us. And also, I know a lot of people will probably not agree with me, right? I would hope that the Raiders would address another part of the football team because they've doubled, quadrupled, and tripled down. They've quadrupled down on the defensive line. They signed Butler, brought him back. You know, you got Malcolm Kuntz. You signed Malcolm Kuntz. You gave Max Crosby life-changing generational money. You know, you spent, you know, last offseason, your number one free agent signing was Christian Wilkins. Your draft pick a couple years before that was Tyree Wilson. It's time for the Raiders to start addressing other parts of this football team. Yeah, I mean, that's just how I feel about it, man. So if you're asking me would I rather have Mason Graham or defensive back, I'd rather have a DB. If you're asking me would I rather have Mason Graham or running back, probably be the running back. Right? And they need some more talent on the offensive side of the football. Make no mistake about that. Is Jelon Walker an option? To me, everybody's an option, but I will hope that the Raiders will go a different direction, right? Like you need more talent on that side of the football field, man. You do. And I know everybody is just getting hyped up over what the Eagles did, right? And yo, I listen, I am very, and I'm one of the guys who always say that. But I don't think that you necessarily need to use draft capital to get to where the Eagles are. I think you've done that, right? Like, I think that you can go out some post-June 1st cuts. You can bring some more depth to that room. You know, if Christian Wilkins comes back healthy, you have the two highest paid players on your team on the defensive line, Max and Christian Wilkins. And to be honest with you, besides running back, there are some defensive linemen, interior defensive linemen that are guys that are just as viable, right? That are going to go in the second and the third round. You know? Now, listen, when you start talking about what if Genty and Abdul Carter are on the board, it's crazy. See, if you're talking best player available, then you take Abdul Carter. I think Abdul Carter is the best player in the whole draft. He's the best player in the whole draft. So then now that kind of puts water out on my point about quadrupling down on defensive line. But Abdul Carter is Abdul Carter is something special. To me, he's the best player in the entire draft, man. So BPA is the way to go. I don't think Abdul Carter would be there at 6. I'm being honest, right? And there were reports today that the Browns are very high on Travis Hunter. So Cam Ward's probably going to go 1. Hunter's probably going to go 2. 3 will probably be Abdul Carter. And if you look at with what the Giants have done, the Giants doubled down on quarterback. They have 2 guys. You got a number 1 pick or overall number 1 pick in Jameis Winston, and you got Russell Wilson. I think the Giants are in a situation where I think DeBall and the crew in New York are trying to save DeBall's job. But I don't think they're going to allow him to draft another quarterback. I think if he can't win with what he has this year, most likely the Giants will be a bad team. They'll be picking at the top of the draft, right? And another coach would be taking that quarterback. And if you look at the Giants taking a guy like Abdul Carter, that would kind of really complete their defense, right? The Giants, you know, man, they have a hell of a defensive front, man. You know, Thibodeau and them guys, you know, Brian Burns, you know, he's not, you know, he's a outside linebacker, edge rusher, but, you know, look, man, they let me tell you something, man. They and then the best player on their team, man, they got a hell of a defensive front, man. So if they were to take a guy like, you know, Abdul Carter, man, that would be like everything. The Giants would probably have one of the best defensive fronts in the league if they took him, man. I got ready to profit. Wasted. History will prove again that several teams ahead of us will draft bad. I believe we're gearing up to trade back and hit a home run in 10 to 12 and accumulate more picks. Bro, you know what's funny about that rate of profit? Shout out to you. Thank you for the $10 holler too, bro. See, the thing for me is this, bro. Trading back and getting a couple of good players, to me, is not better than taking one great player where you're supposed to. You know what I mean? Like, you don't necessarily have to trade back to pick up more draft capital in the first round. You can just do what you're supposed to do. And then in the second trade back or in the third trade back, or trade up or trade a player or you know what I'm saying? Rate of profit. You can get value in the second, third, fourth, and fifth round, bro. You really can, man. You really can. So look, man. So today, the Raiders, and you know, but let me put a pin in this too, man. The Raiders, you know, this week are going to bring in some more guys for top 30 visits, man. So, you know, Genty is coming in this week. Genty is coming in this week, man, which is man. I can't wait to hear about that, because, you know, Genty is a guy that I expect, if he's there for the Raiders, to take, right? But he's the biggest name coming in this week, man. They're also going to bring in, you know, a bunch of other guys for top 30 visits, man. You know, they have Quinn Ewers from Texas set to be brought in. Those are two of the biggest names that they're bringing in this week for top 30 visits. You know, Ewers is a guy that I can see on day 3. That would be the perfect guy for the Raiders to take. Now, am I hoping it's like Will Howard or somebody like that? Yeah, but yo, Ewers is a guy, man, that is a lot more talented than people think. Now, Will Howard, I got a sneaky feeling, bro, that somebody is going to take him earlier than a lot of us expect, man. I really, really do. I really, really do. Yo, my guy Daniel M. I still go Will Campbell or Mimbu over Genty. I'll die on that hill. Stud offensive line improves the entire offense. You could still get a stud running back in the second. See, the problem is, are they studs at tackle? See, look, if Will Campbell and Armin Mimbu were guards and they were coming out as guards, and, you know, they were like Quentin Nelson or somebody like that, then I'd agree with you, right? But if you got guys that you're drafting coming out as tackles with measurables physically as guards, that you might possibly have to move the guard, I'm not taking a guy that I'm going to have to move out of his position at 6 in the draft, bro. Unless it's already understood that they've made that switch to guard before they're coming out. And I'm getting a guy like Quentin Nelson. Like, this is the thing with Genty, right? So when you talk about Genty, bro, are you drafting LaDainian Tomlinson, bro? Are you drafting one of them kind of running backs? Are you going to pass on that? Like, bro, we could possibly have something like, you know, the Chargers had back with Tomlinson and Antonio Gates. We can have one of those kind of offenses, man. You know, people say Mimbu is not a guard. You never know. Mimbu's a guy who really doesn't have a lot of tape outside of this year. That's great. Will Campbell's a guy with shorter arms. I mean, bro, you look, it's not like Armin Mimbu is a slam dunk here, bro. Shout out to my guy C. Gabe Go with the $10 holler, man. I really hope we aren't forced into the infectious position of drafting a cornerback high. There aren't any free agent cornerbacks left. That you would start. Language arts were wasted. Shout out to C. Gabe Go. Now, look, man, this is my thing, right? I'm under the estimation that the Raiders can also make a trade. I'm sitting up here and I'm wondering how the Seahawks feel about Tariq Woolen. Could the Raiders kick the tires on Tariq Woolen? You know, can you kick the tires on a guy like that? Now, my guy Marvin Lewis says something. And this is a guy that I'm very high on, but I don't see Pete Carroll doing this. You know, Jair Alexander is not the biggest kid in the world. And then this is the thing. You got to pay Jair Alexander. Big money. Big money. And this is the thing, Daniel M., you're saying our offensive line is garbage. Our offensive line isn't garbage, bro. That line, when they made that switch and put JPJ as, you know, our center, and Joe Philbin kind of took over, our offensive line was one at the top of the league. We do not have a bad. I think there's a misnomer that we have some terrible offensive line. Where, to be real with you, you had some guys who weren't very good running the football. And this is the thing, Jordan Meredith is a lot better than people think, bro. Dylan Parham is a lot better than people think. A lot better than people think, man. I mean, y'all are wild. I mean, look, people say Parham is total garbage. Dylan, look, would I like to see them improve Dylan Parham? Yeah, but he's not total garbage, man. I think calling him total garbage is a bit much, Graham. That's a bit much. We got almost 600 in the room. Get wasted with your brother wasted. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Guys, you know, I think it's time for some coffee, guys. Let me call my lady, man. Let me call the wifey, man. Let me see if she can hook me up. I think she's in the kitchen, man. Hey, sweetheart, can I have a cup of coffee, please? Thank you, sweetheart. Yeah, man. Arm length is definitely important. And also, yo, look, would I like to see Parham beef up a little bit? Yeah. But to be real with you, I'm not taking Armin Mimbu or Campbell at 6, man. I'm sorry. I think if Genty's there, you got to do it. And those are one of those picks that if you took him, nobody is going to vilify you for taking that kid. Nobody's going to vilify you for taking that kid. Nobody. So listen, man, top 30 visits are going to be big this week. Let's see what comes out of it. Let's hope that, you know, the Raiders get what they need out of it. Now, today also, the Raiders retained 5 exclusive free agents today. The Raiders kept Matthew Butler, the 6'3" defensive tackle out of Tennessee. Kanai Mayuga, our 6'2" linebacker out of USC. I like Mayuga, man. I'm glad that we were able to keep him. Jordan Meredith, man, that's huge. Our guard out of Western Kentucky. Keeping Jordan Meredith and not losing him to another team is huge, bro. That's huge. You get tremendous value out of Jordan Meredith, man. Charles Snowden, 6'7" defensive end. Charles Snowden played terrific for the Raiders. Great rotational guy. And Sam Webb, another great rotational guy, man. I mean, my God. You know, Matthew Butler is entering his 3rd year with the Raiders, man. And he was drafted by the Raiders in the 5th round. Last season, he played like 7 games. He had 1 start, registered a career high 9 tackles, 4 solo. He spent the majority of 2023 on the practice squad, but he was elevated to the active roster in the final 2 games. And look, man, the guy has not really done much as a Raider, but he's a guy that when he came out of Tennessee, everybody said he was a full-grown man, good guy. You know, shout out to Matthew Butler. I'm glad they're keeping him for depth. He's going to come in and compete for a job. Mayuga enters his 3rd season as well with the Raiders. He signed with the team's practice squad back in 2022. He's played 17 career games and recorded 2 tackles on defense, 3 tackles on special teams. Played collegiately at USC, as you all know. He had 43 career games, 24 starts from 2018 to 2021. He had 116 tackles, 51 solo, 4 sacks, 2 picks, and 4 passes defended, 1 fumble. And USC, he was a guy who was super active. You know, that's the kind of linebacker I like having, man. They got a lot of developmental linebackers, man. I'm glad that we're not letting some of our young pups out of the building. We can see if we can get some more out of these guys. Now, Jordan Meredith entered the National Football League as an undrafted free agent with the Rams, signed with the Raiders, and he has been a godsend for the Raiders, man. He appeared and started in 9 games for the Raiders in 2024. He had a career high 8 starts at guard. And then, you know, he started at both guard positions, man. So he's a guy that's that Swiss Army's knife, Denzel Good kind of player. Now, Charles Snowden, man, is in his second season with the Raiders, man. Undrafted free agent out of the Chicago Bears, man. He was on the practice squad for Tampa Bay, so Spytech has some familiarity with him. He appeared in 18 games with 9 starts. He had 39 tackles, 18 solo, 1.5 sacks, 3 tackles for loss, and 4 passes defended. Charles Snowden has been absolutely money, you know, based off of where we got him, and that is a guy that you cannot lose. That's just depth, man. And listen, and I got Sam Webb. That's our utility guy. This is our everyman in our secondary. I'm so glad. And Webb kind of fits the archetype for what Pete Carroll looks for in the corner, man. Another UDFA, 29 career games, 3 starts, totaling 33 tackles, 24 solo, 3 pass defense, 1 forced fumble. Last season, he played on special teams for 11 games. Thank you, baby. Appreciate it. 11 games in 2023. He started the season on the practice squad before signing with the Carolina Panthers, where he played 1 game before rejoining the Raiders on the practice squad as a rookie. He played all 17 games. He recorded the 3rd most tackles in the season single by undrafted rookie in Raiders history with 33, while also adding 3 passes defense, 1 forced fumble, and 3 tackles on special teams. So the Raiders have done the Lord's work. They have brought back some young, promising guys, man. Breaking news, Anthony is about to get blocked for the 20th day in a row. Anthony, get the F up out of here with your crap. What's wrong with you, man? Now, you ain't Mel with his nonsense. I'm not taking a 5'9" running back who will probably have a short career. All right, UA. Let's run down the heights of some Hall of Fame running backs. Let's run down the heights of some of these Hall of Famers, man. I mean, you want to do it, UA? Let's do it, man. Barry Sanders, 5'8". Emmitt Smith, 5'9". Tony Dorsett's 5'11", a little taller. Walter Payton, 5'10". LaDainian Tomlinson, 5'10". Man, bro, Ray Rice, 5'8". He's not a Hall of Fame running back, but Ray Rice was a damn good running back. I mean, bro, let's keep going, bro. Let's keep going, bro. Let's keep going. The Doug or not, Doug Martin, 5'9". Frank Gore, 5'9". Mark Ingram, 5'9". I mean, bro, I mean, I don't know. This is just me. You know, there's been a lot of successful running backs that are 5'9". Shady McCoy, 5'11". I mean, you act like that's some like indictment on them as a player, bro. You tripping, UA. The list goes on and on and on. Mojo Drew. Mojo Drew. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, guys, come on here, man. Come on here. I'm trying to give you information, not affirmation. Now tell me the Super Bowls they won. Okay, Emmitt Smith won 3 Super Bowls. Walter Payton won a Super Bowl. LT didn't win one. You know, Terrell Davis was 5'9". Terrell Davis won a Super Bowl. Oh my God, it's terrible. Amari said how many Emmett won. Emmett won 3. I mean, what are we talking about, bro? I mean, it's Emmitt Smith we talk about here, man. Emmitt Smith did it at every level. You know, Barry, the second all-time lead, third all-time leading rusher. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, shit, Reggie Bush got a ring. Reggie Bush around that height. I mean, bro, look, this whole narrative, bro, look, don't try to move the goalposts, UA. Don't move the goalposts, bro. You know, Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher in the state of Florida in high school history, right? Yeah, he wasn't running behind a Hall of Fame line then. He's the all-time leading rusher at the University of Florida. He's the all-time leading rusher in the National Football League. Let's not move the goalposts, UA. What about Walter Payton? Walter Payton didn't run behind no Hall of Fame line. Come on, UA. Come on, bro. Barry Sanders, I mean, my God. Come on, bro. The height thing means nothing to me when you talk about a running back. The height thing, it's more so, it's not height, it's more so, how's their center of gravity? Do people bounce off of them? Now, the thing with Genty that I love is the fact that, man, he has the most yards after contact than anybody in college football. Bro, you saying we going so far back, you can't say that, bro. Because so we talk about like LaDainian Tomlinson. That ain't too far back, is it? You 43 years old. I remember you saying this to me the other day. Terrell Davis is not like super far back. It ain't like we don't remember TD. You remember Ray Rice, right? I mean, and then the thing is like, okay, you got guys that are 5'10 and 5'11. Josh Jacobs ain't a tall dude like my man just said, bro. What are we talking about here? But, bro, you act like LT didn't win a Super Bowl because of him. Like, what are you talking about, bro? Like, dog. So you say LT didn't win, right? So let's talk about a running back who just won a Super Bowl in Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley's in that range. He just won a Super Bowl. What are we doing here, bro? What are we doing here? We know that this league has become a passing league and people have kind of abandoned the run, right? But like this whole narrative that you can't win if you have a great run, like bro, to me, that doesn't compute to me, bro. That don't compute to me, bro. Like you got guys that you know, everybody say LT limped away, whatever. Yeah, he didn't win, right? But he was great. He was great. Ray Rice won a Super Bowl. He's 5'8". Was at the top of the league. Yeah, but see, the thing about it is, though, is that the New York Giants, see, the thing is you can't blame the running back for the organization not realizing where their bread was buttered. You can't do that. Like the Giants were dumb. You know why the Giants and like Saquon's not there anymore? Because they drafted Daniel Jones. Now, Daniel Jones, they drafted him because Eli and them were high on him. This guy played at Duke and did not really play that well in college. They took this guy and they gave him a second contract. So if you want to, it ain't because of Saquon Barkley and them drafted Saquon Barkley. Like, what are we talking about here? All of these guys, man, have gotten their teams to the playoffs, bro. Guys like Derrick Henry, who's a big dude. Derrick Henry and the Titans, man, they were in the AFC Championship game with your man Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, bro. I think the problem is that people have gotten away from what football is, bro. Football is about physicality, bro. People forget that shit. People forget that. And I'm gonna be real with you. One of the big reasons why I think Kansas City was able to turn things around and win in a year where people didn't think they were that good was because of Isaiah Pacheco, another 5'9" guy. I mean, I don't know, bro. Hey, Zon, you about to get blocked with your crap. You coming here with your nonsense. Like, bro, I look at some of these guys, right? The big running backs, the big guys, right? The Jerome Bettises, the Derrick Henrys, the guys like that. There are a lot of big running backs, the Latavius Murrays, who can't get low enough. Bro. Like, I remember Brandon Jacobs. It's like, come on, man. And everybody says that Derrick Henry's the ideal back. Like, is he? Bro, Derrick Henry is a unicorn, bro. Derrick Henry is a unicorn. He's a unicorn, bro. Derrick Henry, they don't make guys like Derrick Henry that run the football. Derrick Henry should have his hand on the ground playing edge. This is what Derrick Henry should possibly be doing, bro. They don't make guys like Derrick Henry, bro. Look, I tell it to you like this. Some people say this draft isn't talented. I think that this draft is a good draft. You just don't have a lot of top end talent in this draft. It's not one of them drafts where you got, a who's who of guys that this is not like the Jamarcus Russell draft. This not the draft we're dealing with. We're not dealing with Darrell Rivers in this draft. We're not dealing with Patrick Willis, Marshawn Lynch, Adrian Peterson, Megatron. Same what we dealing with here. But this is a draft where you can get some starters, right, in the mid rounds. The thing is that if you have the opportunity to take one of the best players in this draft, one of the 5 best players in this draft, you take it, bro. You take it. And you don't look back. You don't overthink it. You don't go and do some of the stupid things that this organization has done. You don't take Fabian Washington instead of Aaron Rodgers because people had concerns about Aaron Rodgers. You don't take, Jihad Ward instead of taking Derrick Henry. You don't do it. You take the kid and you don't look back. And even if you get 4 or 5 years out of this kid with him being at the top of the league in rushing, you know that your rushing attack is solid, is sound. You know that play action pass with Geno Smith is going to be cooking. This is what you know. This is what you know. Look, let me tell you something. I will take Zeke Elliott's career here. At the beginning of Zeke's career, I'll take it. I'll take it. If you can build around that, especially because you have a quarterback. You got a quarterback here that, bro, you're paying. He's a middle of the road guy that can give you top of the crust production, bro. My guy, Graham Cam. Y'all are acting like running backs are asked to see over 6'7" linemen's head as opposed to hitting the gaps and keeping low center of gravity through the holes. That linemen create. I mean, my God. Graham Cam, something's wrong on my soundboard, man. I am so glad that Graham Cam has come here to give us some damn sanity. I mean, my guy, Robert Cisneros with the $2 smackaroonie. Would you trade for Hill, and what would you give? No, I would not. Look, the one thing that I am not willing to do is I am not willing to give a over 30 free agent wide receiver that requires and wants more money to come here to the Raiders to play for us. I am out on bringing in free agent wide receivers that are divas that have flamed out in other places. I am done with it. And even Devontae Adams was no malcontent. Devontae Adams kind of like fooled everybody. No more. Listen, if we're gonna have a wide receiver here and they're gonna be a star, I would prefer we draft them. No more of that crap. No more. I'm sorry, bro. No. From Randy Moss to Antonio Clown to, I would rather draft our headache, like how we did with Jerry Porter. Because Raider Wolf, this is the thing. And people say, there's other pretty good backs, though. And look, and I was under the estimation too, right? Why not fix the O-line first thing? Prioritizing the QB and opening up holes for other star running back. Because these running backs, not these running backs, but these linemen have more of a question mark than I feel like I've been getting with Genty. These linemen, bro, are a little shaky, bro. These guys are shaky, bro. Will Campbell, I think, will come to the league and do well. But the rest of these linemen, bro, it's none of these guys that excite me, bro. There ain't not one of these guys where I'm looking and I'm like, all right, man. Let me give you an example. Like, say, for instance, Rashawn Slater was coming out this year. He was available at 6. You damn right, take him. There's not one of these linemen that I'm looking at and I'm like, this guy's going to be a future All-Pro. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. My God, pillaging just for fun. Wasted. These fools talk about height like it's the NBA. Y'all need to get over it. It isn't a height sport. Y'all need to chill instead of whining, pillaging just for fun. Thank you for the $5 holla. Appreciate you. We got over 600 in the room. Get wasted with your brother Wasted. Shout out to my guy pillaging just for fun, man. My bad, man. My bad. I had another screen up, bro. My bad, pillaging. No, it went through, bro. I appreciate you, my dog. My guy CGR gifted 5 Raider Nation Unlimited Wasted Talent memberships, making the Wasted Talent Army grow in droves. Shout out to my guy, man. But guys, look, man. I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real, man. Like, yo, I just these linemen, bro. None of these linemen I'm looking at, and I'm like, yo, this guy's definitely gonna be I don't like if I draft Armin Mimbu, right? I'm essentially drafting Alex Leatherwood. I could be. Like, I don't understand why you guys are more spooked about drafting a guy that hasn't really played great his junior year. He did well, but Armin Mimbu, it's not like he's been dominating. The only guy that I would take, if I'm taking any lineman, I'm taking Will Campbell because I know he's played at LSU and the SEC and he's been consistent as hell. So do I want linemen that are okay and played really like good? Or do I want somebody who is dynamic and played at a level to where he almost broke a college record? Yes, I said Alex Leatherwood, Raider Wolf. You damn right. You were damn right, bro. Shout out to the memberships that were gifted. If you guys were lucky enough to get a membership, thank my guy CGR. And that's the best way to support the channel, guys. Go on ahead and join the Wasted Talent Army, fellas. What are you waiting for? But that's the thing. When I sit up here and I look at some of these linemen, bro, look, man, yo, some of these guys have more question marks to me than Austin Genty, bro. I'm sorry. Look, I would subscribe to the take a lineman trope if these guys were better, if these guys were more dominant, if I knew I'm getting a sure thing, right? So I can go and take a lineman that could just be like a fringe starter. There's not a lot of room between some of the guys that they have mocked to being first round picks as linemen and some of these other guys that they got mocked going in the second and the third. And then trading down, like to me, when you talk about going and getting, Omarion Hampton, the one thing because I got a short on Omarion Hampton, y'all go check it out, right? I like Omarion Hampton. Omarion Hampton, like if you're just going and you see football players and you line them up in the line, right? And you see Omarion Hampton, you're like, whoa, I'm taking that guy. That's what kind of player Omarion Hampton look. He looks the part. 6'1", big body back, bruiser, finishes his runs. But when I was looking at, like, at first I saw some highlights of him, and I kind of judged him off of highlights, and that was a mistake of mine. But then when I looked at the all-22 tape, and you could see the whole picture, and you could see that he consistently kind of misses holes. Pause. You could see that, he doesn't have the best vision. We just went through that with Zamir White. Now, I'm not saying that he's a better player than Zamir White. I'm not saying that. But for me, if I'm not taking Genty, right? Like, say, for instance, they go, Will Johnson or something like that or whatever, right? Then the next guy I'm taking is one of the Ohio State backs. I'm taking either Judkins or I'm taking Henderson. And I'm gonna allow the Redskins or somebody to take Omarion Hampton. I'm going second round with it. I'm not going to, I think the Ohio State guys might get into the second round. And I don't know. There's a possibility one of them will get drafted in the first round, but I think probably 3 backs will be taken in the first round this year, and then the rest of them guys are going to second, third, fourth round. If I'm not getting Genty, I damn sure am not going to take Omarion Hampton in the first round. I'm not, if I'm out on Genty, that means I'm out on taking a running back in the first round. That's me. I mean, that's me. I mean, shout out to my guy, George Sarah, for sending the $5 holla super sticker. Appreciate you for supporting the channel, my brother. My guy, Raider Pace, is in a place. Who do you think Max wants in the draft? And then who do you think Geno wants? Raider Pace, I don't really, I would just be talking out of my ass if I said, I don't know, because I don't know them guys personally, right? I think they probably want the best player available. But if I'm a quarterback, I want a strong running game, right? And NFL players are not sitting up there like digging all deep into the draft like us because they're too busy doing what they're doing. But if I'm being honest, man, one of the most sought after and one of the most praised college football players this year is Genty. So I would think they would probably want a guy like Genty or a Hunter, like one of the guys that are the top crust of the draft that everybody's talking about. That's right. Steve Harbor, you are about to get blocked. Your crap, Steve. But guys, look, hold on. So we touched on that. We touched on, Geno. We talked about an awful lot so far, guys. We've been rocking and rolling, man. This has been a hell of an episode, I think, man. It's been a hell of an episode, man. A hell of an episode. Shout out to the chat, man. Shout out to the chat, man. Yeah, man. I mean, listen, guys, you guys want more show? You guys want more show? We'll hang out a little bit longer, man. We'll hang out a little bit longer, man. Let me ask you guys what you guys think about the Raiders bringing in Tyler Lockett. Now, he's been kind of Geno Smith's security blanket. What do you guys think about bringing in Tyler Lockett? Let me ask y'all a question, man. Yo, I'm not even reading that, Snipe. Snipe, what the F is going on, bro? Snipe, Snipe, this is the first time that you've been in line for blocking. Stop with that crap, Sniper Jones. Yo, my guy, Jay Bird, I feel what you're saying, Wasted, but Abdul Carter will make the defensive line unstoppable. Bro, look, you see what I say, bro. If Abdul Carter is available, bro, you take him. Come on, bro. But we definitely have to address the offensive side of the ball. So if Genty's there, it's a no-brainer. I appreciate you, bro. Raider Felon said, I'm good on wide receivers over 30. Now yo, look, I feel that, bro. Yeah, Abdul Carter he's on, he'll be gone, bro. He's on, he will be gone. But let me ask y'all a question, right? Wide receivers over 30 in free agency on the cheap are a totally different thing, right? Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Would you be interested? We're gonna keep it going here. Geno doesn't understand in pressure situations. Pete Carroll freaks out, aka Super Bowl. What? Also, why wasn't Reggie Bush in the game on 4th down against Texas? Pete will not take the blame. What the F are you talking about, David Hunter? David Hunter, I think you are pontificating on some straight bull crap. That is a terrible, terrible take. The F up out of here. Raider Nightmare Podcast. I'm sure we can shore up our receiver core with Lockett and Renfro on the cheap. Why not play with house money? I don't think that Tyler Lockett and Hunter Renfro shores up your wide receiver room. I don't. And I think it's either one or the other. I wouldn't bring both of those older guys in, bro. Yeah. And Foxdale, you said wasted. Would you be mad if we brought in Mimbu at 6? Yes, I would. I would. I like Armin Mimbu, but I'm not taking him in the top 10, bro. My guy pillaging just for fun with the $2 smackaroonie. It should be known we talking about Abdul. It should be known we taking Abdul VD. Yeah, that's a no-brainer, bro. And CGR, that's right. They need to tell a friend and tell a friend. Get wasted with your brother wasted, man. Yeah, Armin Mimbu, bro. I'm not taking Armin Mimbu at 6, bro. Like if you take Armin Mimbu in the teens, I'm okay with that. I would look if I had to gun to my head. If I shouldn't even say that. I don't want to even put that out in the universe, right? But if I got to take a lineman, it's Will Campbell. I'm taking Will Campbell. He's more battle tested. He's an SEC guy. I'm taking Will Campbell, bro. My guy UA Mel with the $5 slapperoonie. We need more speed to go with Tucker to open it up for Bowers. If not, the safeties and corners will sit on routes. We have enough possession guys. Yeah, I mean, I think we need a guy that you can throw the ball in a specific area and they can go get it. You know what I'm saying, UA? More so than just speed. I think we need that big body receiver, man. That big body receiver that can run, that can be on that edge, and you can go get the ball to him with a little bit of speed. He doesn't necessarily got to be the fastest guy in the world, but you don't want him to be running in quicksand either, right? So, I feel you. I think that the wide receiver room needs different archetypes in that room because there are different styles of play in football. Like sometimes you got to win the game dirty, right? Sometimes it's a possession game. Sometimes you got to, you need that big body guy you can heave the ball to at the end of the game, right? Sometimes you need them fast guys to open the game up. I think that wide receiver room needs each type of receiver in that room. A large catch radius guy. Now that kid from Stanford could be that guy, but I don't know if he'll be there for us in the first round. And if we're taking him, I'd probably hope we'd move down. But yeah, a large catch radius guy. Dave Zahn's got it right on the money, man. Yo, and Dante Thornton is a guy, man. Look, Tennessee got some guys, man. Tennessee got some guys, man. Yeah, man. Dante Thornton is a guy. I don't want to talk about him too much because I'm praying the Raiders take him. I am praying the Raiders take Dante Thornton, man. But Dante Thornton, I hope, Dante Thornton to be there like in the 3rd, 4th round. I want to be a little quiet about this Dante Thornton stuff. Guy's 6'5". He's a burner too, man. He's a burner. He's one of them guys that'll get to the next level and play a lot better than he did in college, man. Matthew Golden will be dope. I just pray that Matthew Golden doesn't go to the Kansas City Chiefs because I'm kind of hearing that. And see that's Black Sunday is right about that. Look, there are people who are college football aficionados that were talking about Armin Mimbu, right? Sanjeet was talking about Mimbu. A lot of the guys that kind of do more just specifically college football work, they were talking about Armin Mimbu, right? but the everyday run-of-the-mill fan was not talking about Armin Mimbu until the combine. And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. Like, I don't necessarily like these guys that are like combine creations. That's never been my thing, right? It's never been my way. People get enamored with the combine. Guys, I want to take you guys back to the 90s. There's a player that was probably one of the biggest creations of the NFL combine I've ever seen in my life. And his name was Mike Mamula. And he was out of Boston College. My God, man, I've never seen somebody. You guys remember Mike Mamula? Does anybody, and Mimbu he doesn't have great tape, UA Mel. He has very good tape for this year. But go back and look in the years before, right? Will Campbell is the most consistent lineman in this draft. Now, does Armin Mimbu have probably more physical gifts than Will Campbell? Yeah. But Will Campbell has been very, very consistent, bro. And if I'm taking my first round pick, I want to make sure I knock that pick out of the park, man. My guy, the M Go Shot with the $2 holler. For speed, what do you think about Bond or Jimmy Horn Jr.? Bro, I did a short on Isaiah, but I love Isaiah Bond. Love the kid. I hope the Raiders take him, and Jimmy Horn Jr. as well. I'm big on both of them guys, man. Big on both of them guys. If Sanjeet would pick an O-lineman at 6 with 5 picks in, I trust he would make a good call. Yeah, Sanjeet is an offensive line aficionado. Him and Andy, man. Those are the trenches guys, man. Shout out to my guy, Sanjeet. We got to do something coming up soon, man. Shout out to my guy. Shout out to my guys, man. Shout out to my guys, man. Hey, guys, so look, man, on the way out, right? On the way out, because, the draft's in 17 days, man. I can't wait. And Maniac, he put it in the bow for me right there. Mimbu is good, but Genty is a game changer. Genty is a game changer, bro. Yo, and guys, do me a favor, man. We've been up in here. We've been going, an hour and a half strong, man. Look, there's 600 people watching me right now. There's normally more. But listen, I'm just glad that you guys are here, right? Look, man, I need for y'all to do something for me. I need you guys to get me to 14K. Can I ask that of y'all? Can I ask you guys to tell a friend to tell a friend? All the Raider fans out there that you guys know, tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. I appreciate all of y'all, man. Thank you, CGR. And Anthony, you are blocked. I don't even know why I can still see you, you bum. Get the F up out of here, Anthony. Up here talking your crap in my chat. Every day, man.
That's a tutorial that says you know what the fuck you doing.
The F up out of here, Anthony. Oh, my guy. Cane Town is in the place. What is the deal, brother? Shout out to my guy, Cane Town, man. Florida, Houston Knight, Florida got that one, man. Florida gonna wrap that up. That guard's that young guard is nice, man. Yeah, Florida gonna win that, bro. My guy Kenny Clark is in the place, man. Love the content. Appreciate you, man. I love that y'all pull up every day. I appreciate every single one of y'all. South Dakota Raiders in the place. Do me a favor, man. Y'all hit that subscribe button, man. We about to pull this train into the train track, man. About to pull this train into the train track, man. But guys, look. By popular demand, I'm going to do what nobody has even asked for. I'm going to do on the way out when nobody's even asked for, that nobody wants to sit through, but goddamn it, we're going to do it. We're doing a mock draft, baby. Mocking the mock with a mock on the side. How you love that. How you love that. Are we going to make a trade with the sea bags? We'll make a trade with the Seabags here. We will make a trade with the Seabags. Trade accepted. And challenge accepted. Oh, my God. How you love that, guys? How do you love that? Did you like the trade, guys? Did you like the trade? Yes. Picked up tremendous value. Tremendous. Okay. McMillan is available. Kenneth Grant is available. Simmons. Omarion Hampton is available. Siobhan Rebel is available, man. I mean, what you got? Yo, what are you guys thinking here? What are you guys thinking here? Ted McMillan is available here. Tackle Josh Simmons is available. And Malachi Stark's a beast, right? Guys, in the chat, what are you guys thinking? McMillan? Oh, my God. My guy, Raider Rob, dropping a bomb. The $100 holla. Bang! Appreciate you, bro, for keeping the lights on here, my brother. With the bang, bro. Appreciate my guy, Raider Rob, man, blessing us. So, guys, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be a little different. Now, I know Ted McMillan is the guy. Everybody wants us to take Ted McMillan, right? But I'm going to do something a little different, right? Because, and this is the reason why. I feel like we do the same draft every freaking time, bro. We do the same draft every freaking time. We're at 18 in the draft, bro, right? We're going to take Kenneth Grant. Boom. So Gray Zabel is available. At guard, Kelvin Banks, one of the best tackles, and Siobhan Rebel is available, guys. So you know what? We didn't get our wide receiver. Damn. So let me ask you guys a question. Are we going to take Rebel? Are we going to get our ex receiver? Are we going to take Watts? Let me ask y'all. Yo, this is our draft. What do you guys think? What do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Look, I got you guys. Ted McMillan is gone, bro. So, yo, we're going to take. Damn. I'm gonna do the Pete Carroll thing. I'm going to go get Siobhan Rebel. Kelvin Banks is still there. Cam Scatterboo is there. Damn. Xavier Watts is in a place, man. Schlesinger, Erica. Oh, my God, man. Demetrius Knight is still there. How many more picks we got here? You know what we're going to do, guys? We're going to take Kelvin Banks. Xavier Watts. All right, I think it's time for us to go out here and get us a running back. Damn. Damn. So let me see what we pick. Grant, Rebel, line, corner. Damn. Damn. Damn, yo, this is tough, man. This is tough, man. We're going to get Dylan Sampson. Oh, Demetrius Knight's still there. Jaden Royals is there. Benjamin Morrison. Take it, Demetrius Knight Jr. We got our linebacker. Let's go into the wide receiver room. We haven't addressed wide receiver. Taking Isaiah Bond. Jaden Blue is available. Trevor Etienne. Will Howard. Savion Jones. Damn. So, okay. We got Kenneth Grant. We got our corner. We got our tackle. We got our linebacker, running back. We got a wide receiver. Man, we are cooking with gas here. Kyle Williams out of Washington State. Some more help for Geno. But you know what, man? I'm going to go quarterback, man. I'm going to take Will Howard. We've addressed every need. Dante Thornton, 6'5" wide receiver. Beast. So, yo, this is shaping up to be a damn good draft here. A damn good draft. We got our linebacker. Let me go see what we got as far as edge. Wide receiver, Samuel Brown. Boom. Elijah Badger. Tyler Shuck. Jimmy Horn Jr. Jaquavius Marks. We'll take Teddy Buchanan. Another linebacker. Damn, there's so many wide receivers and stuff available, man. Some more offensive linemen in here. Get us another guard up in here or something like that. Joshua Gray. Let me see what tackles we got available here. Offensive tackle. Holland Pierce is still there. Xavier Truss. Big body guy. But we're going to take my guy Holland Pierce out of Rutgers, man. 6'8", big boy, man. Elijah Badger's still there. Jimmy Horn Jr. is still there. I'm going with Jimmy Horn, man. I mean, what do you guys think about this draft? What do y'all think about the draft, man? What do y'all think about that draft, man? The worst mock you've ever seen. Get the F up out of here, man. My guy, William Providence, wasted. I would draft Al Davis projected just in case they hire Josh McDill, though. I'm going to shine it up and give it to Mark like a superpower. Shout out to my guy, William Providence, man. Thank you for the $5 olive, man. Thank you, my brother. Thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, man. What y'all think? Hey, yo, what do y'all think, man? Is that an A draft? Is that an A draft? My guy, William Providence with a $2 holler, man. I'm still looking for the Al Davis projector. I am too, bro. I am too. But guys, thank you guys, man. He rated fella. You loved it. You loved it. You loved that draft. That's the best draft. That's an A. Thank you. Thank you guys. Give me my flowers, man. Oh, thank you, Yvette. Thank you, man, for gifting 10 Raider Nation Unlimited memberships to the masses, y'all. The Get Off My Lawn gang has grown in droves. Thank you guys for supporting the channel, y'all. But you know, guys, man, look. Thank you. Hell of a draft. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. But guys, look, man, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to get on out of here. Go have dinner with the family. Go talk to everybody. I haven't really talked to everybody, man. You guys, if you guys got a membership from Yvette, thank her for bestowing that upon you guys. If you guys want to join the channel, I appreciate it. This is the best way to support the channel, man. Guys, look, if you guys sent the super today, if you guys commented, if you watch, if you hit like, thank you. Thank you, guys. I appreciate everything from you guys, man. Like, you guys don't understand how much all of the support that you guys give myself and my partners means, man. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Like for always supporting, man, always being there, man. Thank you guys, man. And we're gonna be rocking and rolling every single day, man, into the draft, man. Nothing but love for y'all, man. Thank every single one of y'all, man. Love all of y'all, man. I'm gonna go have dinner with the family. Y'all have a great effing night. We are out of here, man. I mean, and wait. And I can't even say it no more because Fat Joe lost the World Series for us. I ain't putting him up. F him. Y'all have a good night, man. Peace.